Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War Campaign 8 Week 4 Day 2 live stream. So today, of course, main thing that we got going on is Lyraza's Lair. This is a pretty annoying faction and is one that is possibly advised doing potions for if you're planning on pure factioning it right now or at some point. Mostly because it is extremely annoying. Yeah, we can pretty much see the straight 500s down the leaderboard. Because, yeah, this is one of the more annoying factions within the game. The main reason being that all the troops from this location have an extremely luck-based ability. So if we go over to Loraz, Lair, every single one basically does something between 3 different options. The only one that doesn't is the one that creates a mixture of 2 different colors. Though you normally don't end up incorporating them into most of the teams, as your entire team generally becomes all Dementor into Lyrasza herself. This is mostly because his ability is the main thing that makes you win. The only problem with him is he's extremely inconsistent. He'll either drain all the mana from an enemy, or steals a bunch of attack from them, or silence them. This means he has a 1 in 3 chance to do something, or to steal attack, which is the one that you want him doing early. And 2 in 3 chance that he'll do something that will prevent them from doing full mana, since both silence and mana drain will both do it. Of course, depending on their immunities, they might have immune to one rather than the other, or immune to both, which can be problematic. But generally, the main strategy for playing this faction is getting as many attack steals as you possibly can until the first enemy basically has 0 attack. Then you keep trying to mana drain and silence them before they can get any casts off. And if you get perfect luck, they will not hit you for any damage whatsoever. He also has Impervious and Dodge, so you even more luck factor with the Dodge coming in there. Which I ideally trigger prior to having all the attack steal. But the main premise is get first slot to 0 attack, then keep mana draining them as they get close to full mana as you're doing that. And basically once they have 0 attack, you basically just win. You already stole enough attack from them that you're probably hitting for enough damage, and you just kind of whittle them down and kind of rinse and repeat the same strategy. You reduce the next one's attack to 0, or, you know, lower, maybe not necessarily all the way to 0, but lower than what it currently is. Keep lowering it down until it's a manageable number. Then you end up gaining that attack, you use that attack to kill them, and you basically rinse and repeat that over and over again and hope you land every single luck roll when you need it. Because you need attack steal to do attack steal when you need attack steal, which is early on in the battle, and you need mana drain and or silence to trigger when you need them to not cast. And if you end up getting an attack steal when they are about to cast, or if you keep getting silence and mana drain and don't get any attack steals, you'll basically just auto lose. And that's the main difficulty with this faction, even with potions. Though with potions you can kind of just brute force it with high stats. Lyrasza kind of has like a foil-y. It's a 1 in 3 chance, but if I'm not mistaken, all 3 of her things do extra turn. No, only one does, but explode can. So oddly enough, yeah, she either does an AoE with no extra turn, a jumble with extra turn, or explode 7. Explode 7 isn't guaranteed extra turn, but it can. So even 3 different lucky factors. So she has 100%. She either has one that has no chance of extra turning, one that has 100% chance of extra turning, and one that can extra turn but probably won't, but can. But yeah, the main reason you would normally want to go with at least one of her. She does end up creating a Madness Storm, which is, I believe, blue-purple, if I'm not mistaken. And both of those 2 colors, particularly purple, being very, very useful. She also has Purple Link. So having more than one of her can actually still be useful, because you're going to be double purple linking into Dementor, and you definitely want to make sure you have at minimum +2 purple, +2 yellow, and you can do this off a +2 yellow, +1 purple banner, since the other purple will guarantee come from Lyrasza. You can either run 3 Dementor into Lyrasza, or end up running, we never did cover the video yet, by the way. I definitely need to soon, TM, though it probably won't include the faction stuff, since it's already over. But basically, as far as what pure faction is, even though it's not going to be in the video, since we're kind of going over it now, and it'll be past the fact by the time it gets recorded. But you can either do this, or kind of like something like this, or something like that. There's a couple different ways that you can do it, depending on how you want to go about it. But something like this, I didn't really mention this guy. You generally don't use him much. However, once you have a lot of skull stacking, he can be somewhat okay. He also has backup summon, which if you need in a desperate situation. But you can get away with not using it and go triple Dementor into Lyrasza, or double Lyrasza into Dementor. And the banner would want to be any yellow-purple variant. With a +2 yellow, +1 purple, which actually, this is already correct. I didn't even need to switch it. Wait, was it already at the correct one? That's kind of funny. But yeah, any +2 yellow, +1 purple banner would be sufficient, and you can run it like that. and just make sure you have +2/+2, because even if you're running a third Dementor here or something else, you still have +2/+2, because you have one off a banner for purple, the other one off of Lyrasza, and you have the +2 off a banner. Just mostly make sure if you take it 10 times, you'll get full mana off a Dementor, and it also just makes it easier to turn him to full mana, since 1 take will end up giving you 5, and if you surge on that, that'll be an 8, which will be enough to get him to full mana with some excess. But yeah, that's pretty much the strategy. It really just depends what kind of way you want to go about doing it, and it is like 90% luck. Having higher stats does help, of course, but it is pretty much pure luck otherwise. Obviously, we won't be doing pure faction there. We already did all that. We'll mostly just be doing the battles with a standard Rowan team. Nothing too special. It's a blue-purple restriction, so you could just run perfectly standard Rowan. Oh yeah, they have a Lunar New Year's thing. Oh gosh, they're trying to sell the... Wait, is this year's pet? Wait. Oh no, we're getting a copy of it for free tomorrow. Right? We better be. We are, right? I actually can't see. I'm pretty sure it is. Hold up. We are getting a copy for free tomorrow. I am pretty sure. Because I remember seeing that earlier. But that's funny that you can get it a day early. It's like, ooh, is this a money-only pet? No. But some people might buy it thinking so. But no, it should be one copy available for free tomorrow. Why is it not showing up here? That's weird. But yeah, there should be one copy for free tomorrow. I am pretty certain. No, that shouldn't be a Saturday one because that's a new one. But yeah, we should have the event for it. I am pretty sure tomorrow. I actually can't even see because the thing's blocking it right now. That's still kind of weird. But anyways. Because normally they don't have pets available for money before they're actually available through other means. Oh, other than for season passes. That's not too big a deal. It's a cosmetic pet anyways. Anyways, speaking of that, let's go and let's actually just do the faction. We've been talking about it so much. Might as well actually go do it. So as far as pure, or as not pure faction, as far as progressing here. Oh, sorry, it is yellow-purple restriction. I can't run Rowan. New plan. I don't want to run this. I can run guard team. I'll run the other Rowan. That's not how you spell guard. Though in all fairness, it is spelled exceedingly weird. With double A. Let's see. Whoops, I forgot you can't run Rowan here. It's not blue-purple, it's yellow-purple. Oh, what am I doing here? I need a leprechaun. Actually, do I need a leprechaun? Yeah, I need a... I could go hero instead, but I might as well go leprechaun. If we were going a little deeper with it, we might want to go like our Scare Shield with hero. However, this should be adequate. And there we go. Rowan. Except it's called Guard's Avatar. Banner. Same premise as Rowan team, different troop. But the exact same premise. Oh, I do not want a minus purple though. Well then again, it doesn't matter too much. Nice and green does actually nothing to us. And it doesn't matter what hero class we set, so I'll just set it as that one, and there we go. Okay. It should be perfectly fine for the faction. Anyways, I didn't even say hello to everyone yet. I hope all of you have been having a wonderful week so far. Hello, Mister. Hello, Bill. Hello, Barber. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Roman. Hello, GemGod DS. Hello, Tony. Hello, Nightmare. Hello, Clipbomb. Hello, Tyrian. Hello, Daddy Shark. Hello, Peter. Hello, Bill. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's basically just one day early with money. So no point in buying it with money. Especially since even if you want to max it, you can just max it with gems tomorrow. You wouldn't need to spend money to do it. Also, this place's layout is really weird. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be taking a lot of unoptimal order. Just because doing this place in optimal order is extremely frustrating. Oh, I just realized something. We don't have a chant. I should also probably set my banner to armor. I think that matters a little bit more for Rowan than this team. I think Thra has enough magic already, that should be fine. I want not that. Where is... Oh yeah, I don't have one set, do I? I wish we had 5 slots. 3 slots is nice, but 5 would be enough to cover most of the premises. Even though there's technically more than 5 metal builds that you could do, there's definitely way more than 3. So it's a little annoying with only 3. Especially when there's a world event on a given week, which is almost every week, because normally one of your loadouts is for world event. Whenever a world event is active, or at least until your guild has finished it. And this is annoying because it takes up one of your 3 slots, basically meaning, in theory, you only have 2 slots most of the time. Why am I going here? I want to go to faction. Where is the faction? Grab that, grab that. Alright, let's keep going. Don't need to change anything there. Set to armor. Got all of our mana. Oh, I knew there was one thing I was forgetting. I was like trying to think, what am I forgetting? I am forgetting the enchant. There we go. I mentioned it and then almost forgot to set it again. I do that so often. World Event should have its own medal set. That would be kind of convenient. And then they wouldn't even need to remind you. It would just be like, oh, here's your medal set for this location. That'd actually be cool if all events do it. They have their own team slot, which is really nice, so that you don't ever have to waste your team slot for it. You do for Guild Wars, but that makes sense because there's so many teams. But for all other events that only require 1 team, it doesn't even consume one of your team slots. And for things like pet battles, it actually remembers what your last team was for the previous time you took out to that specific pet set. And it doesn't even use any of your slots. So those are handled really well. I wish you could also associate medals to them, though, as you mentioned. But yeah, that would be a cool feature that they'll probably never get around to implementing. One can hope, though. Is the weapon worth getting in this faction? Last I recall, it is completely useless, but if you want it for completion's sake. I forget what weapon it is, but last I recall, it is not good. Drain 5 mana for all enemy. Yeah, it's bad. I would not bother. It's way too luck-based. It is way, 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 way too luck-based to ever bother using. It does feed mana back into itself 1/3 the time, though. The problem with that is it's 1/3 the time. Like, if it did that gem spawn every time, it would actually be a pretty good weapon. Like, if it said end instead of or, that would actually be a really solid weapon. The problem is it's or, so it's only doing one of those 3. Evenly split between each other. So it's normally going to be pretty bad in most situations. But if it did all 3, it would actually be a really solid weapon. But it only doing 1 is very underwhelming and way too luck dependent. But yeah, it's just a completionist purpose weapon. Mostly faction weapons are. There's a very few exceptions, like Jar of Eyes, Life and Death. A few other than I'm forgetting. Withering Staff, or Writhing Staff, whatever you call it. And a few others. But a good majority of them, like 80% of them, is pretty much useless. But they're still worth getting in the sense that they're only ever available one Tuesday, like once or twice a year. So unlike most weapons that are theoretically available for about 14 days every year, because they're available for 2 different weeks, at max, a faction weapon is only available for 2 days out of an entire year, more often than not. Because the amount of time it takes to cycle through 35 kingdoms, as well as more kingdoms going into the future, as well as the fact that it's only available on a Tuesday, making them some of the hardest weapons in the entire game to get, just because of the duration of which they are available. So luckily, they are reduced price. You can either get it through the faction event for, what, 210 gems? But what I mean by, 410 gems. But what I mean by reduced price is if you compare it weapon cost to craft it in Soulforge, which is actually more advised for this one, mostly because of its reduced price. If you look at its crafting costs, it's actually half of what it would normally cost. So for example, this is what a normal weapon, legendary weapon, would cost. That's available for an entire week. However, the ones that are only available on Tuesday are actually half off compared to that. There are, well, we're not half off, 50%. Whatever you call that. It's 50% more. Going from there to there is 50% more. So it's like 1/3 off, I guess you could look at it. Or 50% less. I don't know. It's 50% more than this, but 33% less than that. So whatever way you want to look at it. But regardless, it's cheaper is the bottom line. But it's only available today. But yeah, it's just one of those completionist weapons. Most faction weapons are. Like, you'll get it just to have it and then never touch it again. With a few exceptions. Yeah, you can get it for kingdom upgrades, of course. That'd be the main reasons for getting it. That's normally what I mean when I say for completionist sake. Because technically everything contributes to upgrading your kingdom. So literally anything you're getting for a kingdom will be helping it to get higher stars. Like, there's very few exceptions to that. And getting more weapons for a kingdom is also under that category. Though for most kingdoms, there's more than enough weapons. Though having as many as you can is convenient because it means you don't need as many of the Doom weapons and you don't need as many of like the 5-hour weapons. Each kingdom has one except for Nexus. Well, Nexus technically has one, but also doesn't have one. So when they finally add that one back into the game, they're probably going to add an event weapon that comes in for like 1,000 glory that will then become the 5-hour weapon. Because theoretically, even though there is one weapon, well technically 2 weapons in a sense, that are money locked from Nexus, none of them actually are. Because the next time a Nexus event comes back around, likely sometime this summer, though no official date, you should be able to get both those 2 weapons. Which means when that event happens, there'll probably be a weapon that will be available for basically for free for like 1,000 glory or so. However, that weapon that will be available that week will likely cost $5 into the future. So that's a really important week to get that weapon. And that's a feature we haven't really seen for a while either. Because all those 5-hour weapons that are completely money locked, that are not currently available through any other means, that are all dead content because they're so dated. Yeah, it's been like 2 or 3 years since we've gotten one. So a lot of people may never actually had an instance like that. But yeah, they come in through the shop for a week, normally available for glory. Actually, always available for the glory. I don't think they've ever been available through any other means. And then after the fact, they're money only. It's a bit of a weird way that they do it. I still wish they would come back in some way that wasn't money only. Even if they cost like a ridiculous amount of resources in SoulForge. Did I check out the spoilers at the end of Jetto's stream from last week? I did not. What did she spoil? When is she streaming? Like, I don't even watch anything on Twitch anymore. Like, after I stopped watching Salty, because that was like the last thing I ever did on Twitch, I haven't watched anything on Twitch for like 3 months now. Maybe 4 months. Actually, the last time I watched anything on Twitch was in October, and it was Jetto's, one of Jetto's stream, I think for Halloween or something. I caught part of it. But yeah, I haven't used Twitch in ages. I could probably catch it more if they ever do it on YouTube. But they seem to only do it on Twitch. For Easter, isn't that like in March? Wait, when does Easter... I can never remember when Easter falls. But isn't it like in March or April? Depending on how the year feels like doing it. That's a while from now. That's like a month or 2. That's hello, Defiance. Welcome. That is quite the duration of time. Also, I really hope these housing people finish soon. They should almost guarantee by the end of this month. I would sure hope so. But I honestly have no clue at this point. Renovations always take longer than expected. I'm not sure if you could really call it renovations, but mostly just a bunch of fixing of stuff. Like everything that's been breaking down in this house. Main thing they've been currently working on is the decking, of course, still. Because we have 2 different patios, one on the side and one in the back. And both were in like a, you'd be scared to like step on it state prior to it being fixed right now. Like literally a hazard that you could just like maybe possibly fall through. I forget how old this house is. But it definitely has to have some age on it for how bad the decking was. Are we fixing up the house to sell it? No, we're just fixing it up for now. Just because of how decrepit some aspects of it are. Though, I don't know, we might eventually sell this house, I have no clue. I don't feel like my mom ever would. But I definitely would to likely move somewhere else. I don't hate my current location. But, there's a lot that would be better. Let's see, I'll throw this down. Like, luckily, most of the stuff I do these days, my location doesn't really matter too much. So it's not as big a deal currently. But this area is, like, way too big of, like, a vacation hotspot. Like, there's no, like, local community in a sense. Because I know when I used to live in New Jersey, that was like a lot more of a thing. But like, this area is so tourist heavy that there's basically no like actual local community. Because the whole economy of this area is basically just pure tourism. Oh wait, what spoilers did she mention? You took down this exact quote. Also coming up, we've got some expansions to factions. Ooh! Might they finally be adding mythics? That there is a faction for every kingdom. Oh, that technically doesn't happen until Friday, but yeah. More troops for them, as well as some new maps. Oh, I just realized something though. That means chaos shards might matter again. That's bad. I haven't been hoarding them. I don't think that will get me to do daily factions. Though whatever new content happens to them, we might need to start doing daily factions. Oh gosh, I don't want chaos shards to have to be a useful currency. Some people probably have over 1 million of them. I think I only have about 200,000, maybe less. Only, that's still a lot, but still. How many do I have? There's some people with way over 1 million. We have, not even, I have 126,000. That is not a lot. You could use that very quickly if they start adding a lot of content. Especially since they'll probably be fighting with the previous drop table as well. I don't know, you can eat through a lot of resources per faction. It was already taking around, like, what, 20-ish thousand per new faction? So if they're adding, let's say, 2 new troops, even if they're only epic rarity, that is going to take you around 25 to 30,000, because now there's 6 things in the drop table instead of 4. So it's going to take you slightly more, likely around 25 to 30,000. Let's just say 25,000. So that means you'd have to do 25,000 for every single faction, assuming it's just, oh, we just added like 2 things to the drop table for this faction, and all the previous drops are still there. So now they're fighting with them, and in total, 25. What's 35 times 25,000? Math. I need a calculator for that. My brain doesn't want a brain. I probably could do that in my head. I just don't want to at the moment. Let's see, 25 times 35 equals 875. That means you would need 875,000 chaos shards. There are people over 1 million, however, it is definitely the minority. I'm currently at like 125,000. But based on that quick math, you would need, unless there's some kind of new feature that would allow you to get them a bit easier whenever they come out, it would cost you about 875,000 chaos shards to do it for every kingdom. Obviously, they won't all happen at once. However, 875,000 chaos shards is how many you would need. However, that total is based on even if you haven't started. So even if you had 0 chaos shards and never spent a single chaos shard and you literally just started in the last week, that number is still relevant because you would get all the other drops simultaneously, most likely. Assuming it's just, you know, 2 more things added to the drop table, making it 6 instead of 4 or something similar. But yeah, that's a lot of resources. However, that is the cost to max, like, literally all factions. So even if you didn't have the previous, it's still counting that as well. Because gold keys, when new kingdoms used to come out, used to be like that. Or when, yeah, when new kingdoms used to come out. Because the common would be the hardest thing, and then the common kept getting harder and harder to get. And that's the same thing that's going to kind of happen with the factions if it's done that way. 6 troops instead of 4, but they all share the drop table. So if a new player comes around, and they still have to spend the same amount as a older player. So like an older player, to get them all, would still have to spend the exact same amount, because you basically have to re-max the entire faction every time any new thing comes out. That used to be a thing with kingdoms, however, that hasn't really been a thing much anymore. However, because you can kind of target things down pretty precisely in the current state of the game when it comes to new kingdom drops. However, they might be bringing back the really annoying old method for factions, if that's how it goes down. I'm pretty sure there'll be some kind of alternative means to maybe get more copies of them, though. Like maybe of the event when they come out, you'll be able to get them for gems during the event. In which case, that's not too bad. Like if we have a faction event for an already existing faction, and it's like, oh, kind of like how invasions and raids are. It's like, oh, here's a new faction troop. You can randomly RNG for, or if you like buy like 1,000 something gems into this event, we'll just give it to you max. So if it's like that, that won't be as bad. Because if they do it like 1 at a time, or 2 at a time, and they're both maxed just from buying into the faction event, that won't be as bad then. Because it'll be more of a gem cost than a ridiculously high Chaos Shard cost. But the Chaos Shard cost can get really high if we have to actually find them all in the random drop table. Since it would basically require remaxing every faction over again every time they add one. Which could get quite resource heavy. But I don't know, time will tell. Aren't you forgetting that you have a bajillion orbs? Yes, you can use orbs, though you generally want to get something to legendary. If you're going to bother orbing it. And that's still going to cost a lot. But yes, my calculations were off of using 0 orbs. It'd be a lot more complicated to figure out, plus we'd need to know what their rarity is. Because if it's just a legend, just getting 1 copy and then using a blue orb on it will actually be kind of easy. The hardest one will actually be if they add a rare or a ultra rare. Or if they do a common and a mythic. Though I highly doubt they're going to do a mythic per faction. Though that'd be really cool if every faction gets a mythic. Also, that would substantially make pure faction a lot easier. I don't know. I'm not sure if they would do that, but that would actually be pretty cool. Because what if what they do is just add a common and mythic? The only problem with that is that's going to be even almost more annoying. Because those are the 2 hardest rarities to max. Mythic because it's going to be hard to just get a single copy of it to even obtain. And common because it requires 191 copies. Or even if you're using a single blue orb, it'll cost you 91 or require you 91 copies. So we'll have to see. But that would almost make the most amount of sense. Because if they're going to add 2 troops, it would make sense they would add the 2 rarities they haven't already done. I hope the commons are creative if they do. There's some really decent commons in the game. Hello, Thrall. But other than Thrall, there actually are some decent utility commons. Most of them are kind of trash because they're common. But there are a few of them that are surprisingly good. Most notably Thrall, but they're more than just Thrall. Mechanically, I think one of the most interesting other ones is actually Leshy. Because he has a 8 times entangle, your entire team and the entire enemy team. And there's actually some situations where entangle can be a positive stats effect. For example, you might want to have a 0 attack if the enemy has an attack boost ratio off of everything in play, like an Ubistet, or something like a Charm. Well, Charm isn't really much of a mechanic used in the current state of the game. If Charm ever did become meta for whatever reason, you can actually just entangle your entire team with Leshy, and then they don't have anything to Charm. This would require you to have to run no impervious and no immune to entangles on your team, but it would allow you to hard counter Charm by basically making them do 0 damage. Because it does damage based on what your attack value is, and if it's 0, they can't do anything to you. Also, we're almost through this faction already. Also, we'll hand out a code after we finish out this faction. And then we'll clear through some other things. See if we can go run our RNG on an extra code. Oh, they also mentioned new kingdoms coming out. Well, that we kind of already knew. And reviewing older kingdoms. Some of the older kingdoms, underpowered troops and those kingdoms. Oh yeah, when are we finally getting a balance patch? It has been over a year since they've even touched the balance of the game. Obviously, they can slightly tweak balance through the addition of new troops. But as far as like actually balancing some troops, they haven't done a single balance patch in over a year. The balance of the game has been kind of weird lately. Because older stuff doesn't really get tweaked much at all these days. The only kind of tweaking that tends to happen is new stuff kind of tweaking the meta, rather than the old stuff actually getting, you know, number tweaked. So it's more so the meta shifting just from new things existing, rather than old things being changed. And that reminds me, I never did try that one Yu-Gi-Oh game we were talking about on that one stream. I still kind of want to do that at some point. It's just hard to do midday streams right now, or even record anything when they're making so much noise. It's also why we're doing the Friday stream like super early. Like we're pretty much doing Friday stream when the last faction is added to the game right at reset. Either exactly at reset or a little after. but probably exactly at reset. And there's also a new mythic. And that will be one of the few times we do a key opening on stream as well. Normally we do it in the video. The way that we hand out codes based on luck reminds you of that one movie, Let It Ride. I unfortunately do not know the movie reference. Actually, I haven't even watched any movies in ages now. Since the pandemic, I don't think I've watched a single movie at my house or at a theater. I can't even remember what the last movie I watched was. Now that I think about it. It's been years. Like, even before the pandemic, I was still kind of not watching much in theaters anymore. Oh, let's see, we'll throw it down. Oh, I just realized we're on 80, aren't we? This might be the last cycle we need. Though probably not, because this place's multiplier order is so weird. I'll probably need some extra on the next one. I've been trying to just take multiplier order, but this kingdom is just way too annoying to bother taking proper order. So it kind of has been clicking. Wouldn't that be funny if this killed? Oh, and never mind, it's guaranteed. I was gonna say, with the because when he's webbed, I believe he has exactly 5 destroys, and it had 5 HP. So that means if every destroy it did hit exactly on a skull, we would have ended up getting it. Which obviously, due to the odds of how absurdly hard that would be, not really worth doing. But it's technically possible. Oh no, he only has 4 destroy. Never mind, it wouldn't have been possible. It would have been 1 damage short, unless we cascaded into a skull. Yeah, we'll probably need a few battles after these 2, and then we'll hand out the code. There's a chance this will complete it, though. But based on this kingdom's layout, I highly doubt it's enough points. Actually it might be, surprisingly. I guess despite it having such a weird order, it does have okay amount of multiplier within the kingdom itself. Or within the faction, I mean. Let's see. Watch it be like 10 points short. Can't remember what the lowest is. I know I've had double-digit shortness before. Currently, we're triple-digit at 141, which is unfortunate, which means 1 more battle. This is why you always preemptively just buy it, because you're normally going to need it anyways. And even if you don't, still save some time. It's always nice. Oh, the team we're currently using doesn't need it as much. That's still helpful. By the time after Leprechaun cast, it's basically like 4 whole mana extra. Assuming you don't extra turn on the first one. There we go, a nice little blue orb. Anyways, so, next order of business. Not that. I still find what on earth are these values? 88? What's the relevancy of 8 to Lunar New Year? I'm trying to think. I'm not too familiar with the holiday. But yeah, it's 38888 and then 1088 with the 18 of the copies. That's weird. Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's related to something. Is the 8th animal in the Zodiac thing? Or not the Zodiac, whatever it's called. The, I can't remember the name of the thing, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm looking for Phoenicia. Oh, as I'm going the exact wrong direction. Let me grab that. Have I finished all the kingdom challenges? Yes, we did it a while ago. I think we did that like 5 months ago. I can't remember the exact stream, but we did eventually get around to just finishing them all. It was mostly just us grind spamming against them. I think we did it during a vault event as well. Oddly enough. But yeah, they're a bit tedious. I'm not a huge fan of how they rework them. We used to be able to do really specific battles out of them, which were nice not only for farming, but also for testing out a couple things. But now there's pure randomness. Or not pure randomness, but you can only do them once and then they're gone. Explorer is the pure randomness one. But I don't know, it just seems kind of weird. The payout for the challenges just aren't that good. And they're just one and done instead of like battles that you can consistently do. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, we did that, we did that. We did that. Got all of our rewards. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's go do reward event. Anyways, before we do though, let's go hand out the code. One moment. It is buried over here. Code, code, code. Also, I did ask Kafka for more codes. How long it'll take her for her to get around to it is questionable. But I did ask her for more the other night. Now it's a matter of how many days or weeks it takes for her to find the message. I didn't message her on the forum, though. I should go remind her on the forum. Lately, it feels like it's easier to contact. It's weird because she always, even if I contact her on the forum, she sends it to me through Discord. But she, like, never answers her Discord messages. It's so weird. Like, I can ask for codes on the forum, but she'll send it to me through Discord. But if I message her on Discord, she will, like, never see the message. Or seemingly. But anyways, there's the redeem code. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Your invite code is found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here for the invite code is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. Just copy and paste the random numbers and letters starting with NN2. And it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. There you guys go. Enjoy, everyone. Okay, next order of business. Ward event. So let's see if we have a metal upgrade here. Guild might have gone deep enough to have an upgrade. I don't believe we do. Oh no, never mind, we do. Perfect. I always keep forgetting where tier 2 gets the first upgrade. But apparently it's at tier 9. Or actually, was that tier 8? That might have been tier 8, actually. Apparently it is at tier... Yeah, it is at tier 8. I thought 9 was completed for a moment because of how thick the bar was, but no, we're on stage 9. So completion of stage 8 with tier 2 is enough to get your first full medal. Good to know. Anyways, let's go do the event. Of course, only thing you really need to know is don't take Vine Martin and you're good to go. Anyways, we've been using this team. Actually, we actually changed this team. We were using the other AoE team. However, we needed to change to this due to the higher damage and higher tank ability. But mostly the higher damage. But not dying is always good as well. I have no problem for it to go ahead, everyone. Enjoy. And a little bit later, we'll open some vault keys and see if we can hand out another one. Oh, that's a big misclick. Sometimes when I click low, I click on the stream itself, the window for the stream, rather than the actual game itself. That's one thing that's super confusing too, and why I normally have whatever I'm playing, if I have it windowed like right now, over top of the recording. Because if I didn't, you'd end up seeing the live feed of what you're doing, and it is so confusing when you see two of the exact same thing simultaneously right next to each other. Because you might think that the one that's the recording, because it's in real time, you might think that because of course the stream's slightly delayed, but the actual thing that I'm seeing on my end, that I currently have covered with the game itself, it actually shows it in like exact real time. So it can get really confusing, because any movement that you do is the same movement there. So you might accidentally click on it thinking like, oh, that's what I should be clicking on. And it's like, nope. That's just a recording. How's the new Pokemon game? Haven't had the chance to be play it too much since our streams, but it's been pretty good. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm not sure when we'll be able to do it again. However, when we do it again, it will be a 100% completion stream. I will finally be able to get whatever the final cutscene of the game pretty much is. Likely seeing Arceus and whatever else happens with it. And we might do some shiny hunting that stream as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to do dedicated shiny hunting streams. I do feel like this is a game that I might shiny hunt in a little bit. It's just I don't feel like the method for shiny hunting in this game... Oh no, it's a lot of fun to do, but I'm not sure it's that fun to watch is the only problem. Like, it's the first Pokemon game where I actually would want to shiny hunt, because it's actually decently fun to do so. But, I'm not sure it's fun to watch, is the only problem with doing that. But gameplay-wise, it's probably the best the game has ever been for shiny hunting, due to how engaging it actually is, and the fact that so many different Pokemon have a different method for being caught. Whereas in past games, it was pretty much the same method for literally everything. How many gems do we have to spend to really cruise through Faction tonight? If you want to just like auto win it, it's like 3,000. And it will still take you a couple hours, so I'm not sure exactly what time you're referring to. Because you need to start somewhat soon if you plan on doing it tonight. Because even the quickest possible method will still take you a couple hours. And there's currently only 5 hours left. Oh, what do we even need here? I'll take that over. But yeah, it's still not too late, but you would have to start pretty soon. And likely need almost a full rush method. It can be done technically in as low as 2 hours, but I would give it at least 3 hours. Just in case complications happen on Pure Faction, because it is one of the hardest Pure Factions in the game. Probably top 5 hardest. It's a really annoying one. Though with that many potions, it should be a little bit easier, but still a pretty difficult one even with them. Just obviously not nearly as difficult, but still challenging. Oh, we're out of sigils. There we go. Oh, come on. We're 7 points short. I assumed we would have reached that, but slight fail. Not too big a deal, though. Not like we immediately need whatever that reward is. Oh, I saw this and it's like, oh, register now. It's like, oh, I thought it was just a guild war for a second. I'm not sure why it always says register when it's like, oh, you're already registered. And then I click on it and it says registered. Anyways. Let's see. Offers. What do I have for offers? Oh, yeah, I already bought it earlier. Here's this verse 3. Which isn't necessarily the one I need, but I shall grab all of them just in case. Okay, so let's go run the Valkyrie lottery. See what happens there. Maybe we'll hand out another code if we can get lucky here. And the bigger drops. I guess we'll open 15. So we'll go down to 2090. Also, we're almost under we're gonna be almost under 2000 Valkyrie soon. Slowly but surely, we shall use this entire gigantic stack of Valkyries. Little by little, we shall whittle it down. Ah, boo, just pet gnome. A normal pet gnome would almost be better than getting just a pet gnome card. Like a pet gnome event triggering. That is one thing I'm kind of surprised they haven't let us get free to play through Vault Keys and other things. Pet gnome baits. As well as cursed gnome bait, but particularly pet gnome bait. Because cursed gnome bait, it hasn't even been available a single time yet, but it doesn't even seem like it's going to be that good. Even if it's a battle against 4 cursed gnomes. Like, unless they make it like super cheap, it doesn't really seem that worth it. Because cursed runes are very similar to, I would say, almost war coins in a sense. Where the value of it is very good initially, and then it falls off a cliff. Cursed runes are very similar, though slightly different. And that you can actually infinite farm them. But, yeah, they're both kind of similar. And that initially they are very useful and then just become extremely useless, but still technically usable for something. But comparatively pretty useless. Yeah, there's already another Vault event coming up. Which means I'll like partially dip under 2000 and then just gonna shoot right back up. That's where all the good drops at. We've not seen a single one, though we only opened 4 keys, so we're not too deep in yet. But pretty unlucky so far for them. Oh, why'd I do that? Actually, never mind. It doesn't matter what order does it. Ooh. Oh. I want to see another power. We still haven't gotten a power this year. Also, we haven't gotten it in like several months now. At 1%. It's out there somewhere. There's a handful of gems. Let's see. I'll just take the red over for now. Ooh, 24 gem key drop. That's probably the drop I want the most that isn't one that we count for the keys. Or for the redeem code, I mean. Because 24 gem keys helps out a lot for mythics. The 300 gem drop is still better in that regard. Because it's even more gem keys than that. But, plus it's versatile. But, I like the 24 gem key drop. I like it more than the event key drop as well, since I don't really need event keys. But gem keys are always kind of needed. Due to how new mythics function. Oh, there's the event key drop. But yeah, it's either 18 event keys or 24 gem keys are 2 of the drops you can end up getting here. The 24 gem keys I actually like more, even though its gem value is less than 18 event keys. The main benefit that it has is it can be used for new mythics. Event keys can't really be used for new mythics. Like when the second a new mythic comes out, gem keys are the ones that matter. As well as seal keys. So purple orbs and small purples, big purples help towards that. So even small purples and big purples are almost better than getting the event key drop. Well, big purple, definitely. But even small purple, in a sense, is almost better than the 18 event key drop. Well, 18 event key is still useful, it just doesn't help you get new mythics immediately. In the long term, like as you're progressing through the game, the event key drops are pretty nice. But that little purple, small purple, at least for my current needs, is actually better than the event keys. I was gonna say, I hope that surges. But yeah, no good drop so far. Ooh, this could be though. Oh, nope, it's not. I got a green, we got an orange. Can we go purple, then a blue, then a power? That'd be cool. Go all the way up the chain. Up the food chain of orbs. It really does not want to give me any drops. We've gotten a lot of average drops, like 120 gem key, small purple, the gem key drop, the event key drop. Small handful of gems, I think I just mentioned, but said gem keys instead of gems, but you know, the 120 gems. But, yeah, we're getting all like the mid-tier kind of drops, either low-tier or mid-tier ones. We haven't seen any of the super big ones yet. Not today. He ran away, but it actually has no effect on loot in this game mode. You still get all the drops. Come on, the normal gnome's giving a better drop than Cedric. That's how bad we're doing right now. So that's technically been a dozen now, but let's use these other two just to get to a nice solid number. Yeah, I don't think we have any luck tonight, unfortunately. Well, we still got 2 more chances. Could still happen. Oh, don't for summon, because I don't think Black Manacles has enough to kill it. Phoenicia does. I got the big diamond drop. Another kind of mid-tier one. Like, it's not horrible, but I don't personally need it. It's about the same as getting 120 gems, but you get it in diamonds, which is a lot less versatile of a resource. But for some people that might be good, because you need diamonds. And this is basically how you infinite farm diamonds too. You just do Vault Event, you go crazy on it, and then you open those Vault Keys. It's just, this is us opening those Vault Keys at a later point. Again, the small gem drop. Well, no extra code today, I guess. But that's still a pretty good overall chest to end it with, though. As far as chests today. Because it's 144 gems and 5 gem keys. And some gold. But not too bad. But all really average drops. We didn't see a single, like we didn't see any major purple, no blue, no big gem drop. I don't know, it's kind of disappointing. But it could have been worse. At least we saw a couple things that weren't completely useless. Anyways, I guess we'll go run like a chest or two for factions then. See if we can get a little bit better luck than that, gosh. Though I might be so disappointed by the first chest that I won't even want to. Because our luck, is, we just do not have it today. Our luck stat is too low today. Isabel, you end up getting the game, nice. Yeah, I'm not sure when we'll be streaming the Pokemon game again. That's because my schedule has been so weird this last week. Well, pretty much since I've been doing the construction stuff. Because it messes with other stuff that I need to do. Because I don't want to like leave the house alone with them. Or anything like that. Plus the noise that they make, it's just annoying because I can't really record or anything. Otherwise the audio is going to have like a billion background noises. So it's been kind of complicating things recently. But I'm going to try to do it this Saturday. Because they shouldn't be here this weekend. Though they might still be finishing up Friday's work, so we'll see. It's just some painting in stores. If they can't do that in a single day, there's a problem. Like, I hate painting, and I could probably do it in a single day. Let's see, I'll take that over. I'll take that over. Get our oob sit down. Oh, just transform. Whoops, I should have just casted. Yeah, I wish Gems of War would add more cosmetics. It's something that has been lacking from the game. Like, there's not much you could do to your hero. Like, there's a few things, obviously, but the selection is rather average. Or even below average. It's just, it's been so long since it's been revamped. I just want to see some revamp to it. We've been stuck with the same stuff for, the last time it's been updated was like 5 years ago. Like maybe 6 years ago. It's been a while. It lives upwards of 5 years ago. Hey, Soul Gnome. Gosh, he gave more souls than the Cedric. Because the Cedric did a 2,500 that boosts to a 3,000. And we've got the big 5,000 one from the Soul Gnome. That is kind of sad. But yeah, the Soul drop on normal Gnome and Cedric is pretty dated relative to Soul Gnome. Soul Gnome just gives so much more compared to them. Comparatively. It was always a pretty low drop for them, but compared to Soul Gnome, it just looks like a minuscule drop. Oh, so we haven't gotten a chest yet, have we? We may have, and I just didn't notice how bad the loot was. I'm pretty sure we haven't gotten one yet, though. Because we're short on shards, so we're currently doing the first one right now, actually. Since the first cycle ended with a, without the chest, because we still need more shards. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so we haven't gotten a chest yet, then. So this would be the first one, and possibly the only one. Because our luck might be too bad today to try going for it. But who knows, maybe it'll just do a full 180 and give us 3 niches. You never know. Every chest could be the one. Oh, is Isabel going around catching all the pink Pokemon? I could give her some. Because by the time we do the next stream for Pokemon, we should have every Pokemon in the game. So, like, literally every pink Pokemon in the game I could probably give her. Or at least a good handful of them. The only ones I couldn't are shiny. Oh, also, I did finally find my first shiny Pokemon in the game. It was the Beaver. Not Bidoof, but the evolved form of it. The bigger Bidoof. I only remember the name of the Bidoof. It's like the saddest shiny you could ever have as well. Because it's one of those shinies that looks almost near identical to the non-shiny. I don't get what the point of them even are in that regard. Like, the shinies that look drastically different make sense. But the ones that look nearly identical... it just don't make sense at all. Which is what that one is. I also saw one of a gigantic cat, a pink cat. Or its pink and shiny form. But, I can't remember its name. I think it's like Per Ugly or something. But, it ran away. So I unfortunately couldn't catch it. Though shinies seem to be quite a bit more common in that game. Like, getting a shiny in Pokemon, Legends Arceus is like trying to get an Anu in Gems of War for the most part. Like, it could take you a little bit of time, but sometimes you could just open up a chest and be like, oh, there's an Anu. It's not even worth comparing it to Anisha, because they're actually that much more common. Depending on what shiny you're going for, it could be harder to get than Anisha token. But, like, some of them are, like, almost, like, trying to get Anisha Metal, which I'm ignoring every single one of those. Like, trying to get any of the legendaries to shiny, you'd have to be crazy. Because I think you have to reset the game, like, over 4,000 times. And that's if you get at odds. If you're even lower than that, that's going to be, like, 5,000 plus resets of you literally just spam restarting the game. And then checking over and over again. Luckily, most of shiny hunting in that game is actually fun. Though the ones for things like Legends are still as tedious as they've ever been. You got your first niche medal today. You're able to farm like 4 Anu medals in that time. Nice, congrats. Yeah, getting our first 2 niches make the biggest amount of impact, because then you can actually set +4 magic and +8 magic. And you'll notice we set +8 magic a lot with 20% mana start into 8 magic. It's one of the more meta options you can have, because it allows teams and troops that normally don't have any amount of mana start to have an amount of mana start, while also having a very substantial amount of magic. It's one of the best few setups that you can do for medals. Unfortunately, it requires 3 medals, 2 of which are niches. Did you see the new Fall Guys content? Wait, did they drop more content today? I haven't actually checked, like, anything related to that today. Like Twitter or anywhere else. Oh no, did they mention that? Let me go check. Let's see how slow the slow computer will be. Let me go check Twitter. Oh no, what did Fall Guys announce today? Fall Guys. I don't know, did they announce anything? Over the weekend we had a couple of issues which we fixed. Some other thing. Oh no, what did they do? I don't see any big update. I've still been claiming the outfits that come into the game. They added a candy apple most recently. Which is kind of funny because the bottom of it almost looks like blood. If you combine it with a different outfit. Like obviously it's red because of candy apple, but it's like dripping. And the way that it's dripping, if you're only wearing the bottom, it almost looks like blood. Though it has candy shoes, which kind of offsets it. But if you look at like just the midsection, it looks like you're like bleeding from the waist. Pretty sure some Halloween outfit will use it. But yeah, they update their outfits like every few days normally. I make sure to claim it. I don't really play it much, but we have so many resources that I always make the joke about Gems of War, but in Fall Guys, I'm literally doing it. Like, I don't play Fall Guys that often, but I still claim all the outfits from it, because I have enough resources where if I basically don't even touch the game for years, I still have enough resources to claim literally every piece of new content they're ever going to do. Similar to how we have so many resources in Gems of War, where obviously we're still going to keep playing, but if we did, like, stop for, like, a year, 2 years, almost 3 years, like, we have the resources to still get everything the second it comes out, even if we weren't actively playing. Well, obviously we're actively playing, but with Fall Guys, I'm not really playing it much, but still claiming, like, literally everything they release. Because we just have so many resources, and it only takes, like, you know, like a minute to log in and claim them all. And they do it, like, twice a week or so. Well, we will probably be doing some shiny hunting this Saturday. Maybe even Sunday. I've never actually done a shiny hunting stream. I tried a little bit in Sword and Shield and then got completely like discouraged and then never touched it again. However, shiny hunting in the new Pokemon game is a lot of fun. Because you actually have to use stealth mechanics. Otherwise, they're going to run away. As I've learned out from my first encounter with a shiny. But there's a lot of interesting gameplay that comes with it. It's not like past Pokemon games where you're just like mass resetting. It still requires like some amount of resetting. Just because it's quicker than playing it out most of the time. But it's not like you're just spamming it over and over again. Like you're actually playing the game rather than just resetting it constantly. So it's a lot more engaging compared to past Pokemon games. Hey, we got the Anu. We got the shiny nuts. I was comparing it to a shiny earlier. But, there we go. Our daily Anu. Always like ending on an Anu for a stream if we can manage it. And that would be it. How are we doing on Anus? We got 14 with 2 badges and 2 medals. Or sorry, 2 badges, no medals, I mean. Oh, no, that is 2 tokens. What am I saying? I always keep forgetting. This is just a token section. These are how many badges you have and then the medals. Okay. But yeah, we have 2. Oh, that means the next one's an upgrade then. 1 more Anu and we will have 16 Anus. And the reason I say 16 is there's actually 15 there already. And 1 more will make it 16 if we get 1 more Anu token. Which hopefully will sometime this week. The reason why it goes down when we're in this page is because you're actively using one. But when we're not, it goes back down. So yeah, we have 15 Anus. And 1 more token, we'll have 16 Anus. Progress. But anyways, guys. I'm going to be heading out for now. We will be back tomorrow night, same time as always, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll have the weekly video up as soon as I possibly can. Just been having a bit of a weird time recently. And my sleep schedule has just been, I have no even clue what. Too many all-nighters. And during the day, they just make so much noise some days. And not every single day, but it's hard to know on what days they're going to be making more noise than others. But anyways, the game plan basically for this week is we'll have the video up soon. We'll still be doing the normal 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time stream every single day. Most noteworthy thing Gems of War related is Friday Reset. Right at Friday Reset, we will be streaming the new and final faction added to the game, as well as the new mythic. And we'll be doing a key opening on stream. We'll be doing some of the faction on stream. And we'll probably do that for about a couple hours or so. And then as soon as the stream ends, I'll start trying to record the video for the mythic. Independent of the stream, obviously. And then we'll have that up. And that should hopefully be done before they get here in the morning to paint. Because I can't really stream or record while they're doing that. I'd be way too nauseated with my asthma and everything. I'm probably actually going to leave the house that day as well during the day. So, yeah. But that's pretty much the game plan then. We'll be doing that all right at reset Friday morning. Aside from that, as far as the new Pokemon game, we'll probably do that on Saturday and or Sunday. Don't currently know, but most likely both of those 2 days. Might not be like a 12-hour stream like we were doing before, but we should be streaming for some amount of time. It probably won't be 12 hours though. Though who knows? We'll see. Maybe it will be. I'm slightly doubtful it'd be that long though, but time will tell. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching as always. Greatly appreciated.